If you were presented with the question, what mountain has killed the most people, what would be your guess? Some of you probably thought of Mt Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Some of you may have thought of K2, which is considered to be more difficult than Everest. But in either case, it would be wrong. The mountain that has killed the most people in the world is this, Mt Tanigawa, 2,000 meters high at its peak, located in central Japan. It has killed over 800 people since the 1930s and is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the deadliest mountain in the world. Compare this to Mt Everest, which has claimed only 223 lives. As a matter of fact, Mt Tanigawa has taken more lives than the 14 tallest mountains in the world combined. Locals call this mountain the Mountain of Death, the Mountain of Evil, and the Man-Eater. So how did Mt Tanigawa claim the lives of so many people despite having an elevation of only 2,000 meters, less than a quarter of Mt Everest? To give a bit of background on the mountain, it is located in central Japan, just a few hours away from Tokyo, the largest city. Due to its ease of access, combined with the fact that one can use a ropeway to climb most of the way up the mountain, makes it a popular destination for casual climbers, with over 40,000 people visiting every year. These are some pictures of the easiest route via the ropeway. Sure, there are some points where you might have to pull yourself up a slope using chains, but nothing too difficult. Even a child wouldn't have much trouble taking this route. You could easily go up and come back down within a single day. Even if you don't use the ropeway, the other hiking routes are intermediate at most. Nothing that should cause hundreds of deaths. Which still leaves us with the question, why has this mountain claimed so many lives? Take a look at this picture. Or this one. Yes, these are from the same mountain. A certain face of Mt Tanigawa, the Ichino-Kurosawa face, is one of the most famous and difficult rock climbing destinations in Japan. As you have probably guessed by now, most of the deaths took place on this part of the mountain. I will also point out that the majority of deaths took place between the 1940s and the 1960s, when climbing gear was not as developed, before optimal climbing routes had been established. And back then it was more difficult to get information regarding the mountain beforehand, due to there being no internet. The most famous incident took place in the year of 1960, when two young men attempted to climb a particularly difficult section of the face, which at the time only one person had successfully traversed. Another climber later found their bodies dangling from a rope off the side of the rock face, and rescue teams were called in to recover the corpses. This would prove to be difficult, as the location they were hanging from was impossible to reach. They thought of creating a torch with a long stick, and burning the rope, but this was also deemed futile as they could not get close enough. Eventually, the military was called in, and they attempted to shoot the rope with snipers. Because the rope was over 150 meters away, and slightly swaying in the wind, it took the snipers over 2 hours and 1,000 rounds to finally secure a hit and recover the bodies. There was another case in 1943 where a climber went missing somewhere on the rock face, but because the location of his corpse could not be seen from below, his body was never recovered. 30 years later, his skeleton was found by a climber who just so happened to pass by, and his remains were finally delivered to his family. The difficulty of attempting rescues on this face of the mountain illustrates just how hard it can be to climb it. It is also said that the vicinity of this mountain to Tokyo, and its fame as a rock climbing destination, played a factor in the amount of deaths. Many new rock climbers would hear of this famous spot just a few hours away, and would come make an attempt on this difficult rock face, under-equipped and under-experienced. This would especially be true before the internet was a thing and information was less available. Nowadays, with people recognizing how difficult Mt Tanigawa's rock climbing routes are, there have been much fewer accidents compared to previous decades. There is a memorial at the entrance to the rock climbing location, with the names of people who never came back from the mountain. This also serves as a warning to potential climbers, reminding them that over 800 people have passed away trying to do the same thing. Did any of you know about Mt Tanigawa before you watched this video? I stumbled across it on the internet, but I wonder if it's famous within people who climb mountains as a hobby. Anyway, thank you for watching until the end. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I'll see you next time.